Alright, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon everybody. Here's an explanation video about exercise 38, where they're gonna talk about a church clock where the large hand of the clock is 1 meter. So the large hand is also the minute arm. So I'm gonna make a sketch of the situation. So there you go. There's my clock. This is center and this is my minute arm. It's pointing at the 12. That you just put the 3 and there's the 6 and there's 9. So that's the minute arm, and which has a length of 1 meter. Alright, so question A is how many centimeter does the tip of the hand travel in a quarter of an hour? So just not 1 hour, but a quarter of an hour. Alright, so exercise A, we're gonna calculate the circumference from my circle. And why? Because if I have my circumference and divide that one by 4, or just multiply with 1/4, then you get a quarter of a whole hour. So the circumference was pi times the diameter. So pi times I'm gonna do 200. Now why 200? Because 1 meter is exactly the same as 100 centimeters, but that was the radius. Yeah, so we need to have the diameter of my circle. So pi times 200, because then we have immediately the answer in centimeters. But this is just 1 hour, but we need a quarter of an hour, so the quarter of a circumference. So we're gonna multiply with 1/4, or you can multiply it, divide it by 4. All right. So here is the answer: 157 centimeters, because we need to round it to the nearest whole number. Okay, exercise B. They ask you how many meters does the tip of the hand travel in 1 week, and round to the nearest whole number. So if we know that the circumference was pi times 200, yeah, so then you can calculate the length of my circumference. Then they want to know how many meters does the tip of the hand travel in 1 week. Now question 1 is 1 week, 1 week, how many hours fits in 1 week? So 1 week is exactly the same as 7 days in 1 week. In 1 day it has 24 hours. So 7 times 24 is 168 hours. Yeah? So that's step number 1. So we know how many hours 1 week is, 168. If we know that the circumference of 1 hour is pi times 2, pi times the diameter, and I'm gonna use the 2 and not the 200 here, because they want to have the answer in meters. This is the circumference from 1 hour, which means that if I need the circumference of 168 hours, we need to multiply the pi times 2 by 168, which is 1056, because we need to round it in the nearest whole number, meters, because we want to calculate how many meters it is. Alright, so that is exercise B. Exercise C is how many days does it take for the tip of the hand to travel 100 kilometers? Alright, 100 kilometers is exactly the same as 100,000 meters. Now, well, if we want to know how many days does it take, we're gonna look how many times fits the circumference, that 1 hour, in the 100,000 kilometers. Yeah. So 100,000 dividing with pi times 2. Be aware that pi times 2 needs to be inside the bracket. And that's equal to 1,550,950,49431, etc. Now this is the hours. Yeah, so the question is how many hours is it? But the question was how many days does it take? Now we know that there are 24 hours in one day. So that answer what we have in our calculator, that's 50,950,49, etc. If I divide this one with 24, then you get 663 days, approximately. Yeah? So, very important is that you convert the 100 kilometers in meters, because they gave you the large arms in meters. Now, then we're gonna look how many times fits the circumference in that 100 kilometers. Then we have the hours, and if we divide the hours by 24, then you get your days. And this was exercise 38.